keep drinking malted milk, trying to drive my blues away. Drinking malted milk, trying to drive my blues away. Baby, I just welcome to my loving. It's the flower seeds in May. Malted milk, keep rushing to my head. Malted milk, you keep rushing to my head. And I have a funny feeling that I'm talking out loud in my head. Fix me one more dream, baby. Hug your daddy one more time. Fix me one more dream, mama. Hug your daddy one more time. Stirring my malted milk, mama, till I change my mind. My doorknob keeps on turning. Must be spooks around my bed. My doorknob keeps on turning. Must be spooks around my bed. And I have a funny feeling. The hairs are rising on my head. So that's Malted Milk by Eric Clapton, and I'm going to start explaining how to play it now. And a lot of people do a version of this song, so it's like relatively like, you know, it's a good blues song. So it starts out, your finger on the 12th fret of the D string, and 12th fret of the B and E string, and it starts out. So you're going to want a finger pick for this song probably. Your thumb should hit the D string, and then 2 strokes of the B and E string at the same time. And then drop the first finger down to the 11th fret on the D string, and leave the other 2 the same. And then drop to the 10th fret, and the other 2 still the same. And the chord's going to change a little bit. You're going to slide the whole thing down, and you're going to end up with your index finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and then 4th fret of the B string, and 5th fret of the E string. So that part's going to... So when you give it like probably one tug with them separate, and then at the same time, all of them. And then the actual song starts. And it's the shape of B7. It's a blues chord they use a lot. It's starting on the A string, 2, 1, 2, and then nothing on the B string fretted, and 2 fretted on the E string. And it's, except you're playing it so that it's 7, 6, 7, 0, 7. But what I like to do for this particular one is start out at about 4 and 3 with that, and sort of slide it up, or just with one finger on it, my second finger here, and I slide and play that fret so that the A string is slidden into the chord, and then I start finger picking the rest of it. So, and then I do the same thing. I sort of slide into the A. So I slide that up, and then I start like, keep drinking malted milk, trying to drive my blues away. And then you do any little fill you like. I particularly like this one. It's 5th fret of the B string, so it's an E, and then 6th fret of the G string, and then you pull off the 8 to 5 on the B string, and then you do back to the same chord, which I slide, and then any other thing you want. And then you play the part where you do the little like ending part of the verse. It's like, like the flowers is in May, and it's just 12, 11, 10 on the A string. And you could probably use other blues turnarounds. You might want to look some up because they're really useful. One of my particular favorites. A lot of them end with the slide down to B7. You can kind of do like whatever you want with those. Actually, I haven't really tried any other turnarounds. That's the main one I use for the song. But baby, you're just as welcome to my loving as flowers is in May. If you change the pitch, you might be able to make those ones work a little bit, but you're probably gonna have to sing it a little bit different to make other turnarounds because that's a good like descending pitch turnaround. The one I just played is more like an ascending, like flowers is in May. You don't need to go up for that one. And then, so it's 3 verses with and then a fill, then the verse again, and then the little, well, you can do a fill, and then I do this turnaround basically every time at the end of it. So I do 5 hammer on or 6 hammer on to 7 on the D string, and then this chord, which is 6, 6, 7 on the G, B, and E string, and then I do the same hammer on 5, 6 on the D string, and that chord slid down also 1, and then 4, 5. So I play that about 3 times, and then jump right back into the next verse. I keep drinking malted milk, my blues they wear. Drinking malted milk, trying to drive my blues away. And baby, you're just as welcome to my loving as the flowers is in May. You play that, it's going to be 3 verses if you look at the lyrics, and then after that you can basically improvise anything that you like. My doorknob keeps on turning, must be spooks around my bed. My doorknob keeps on turning, must be spooks around my bed. And I have a funny, funny feeling the hairs are rising on my head. And then this part is the like ending part / solo, where you want to basically what I do is solo around the chord E, like you're trying to slowly work into E. Because a really gentle way to end this song that sounds good is to just play down E. And then on the 12th fret, you're going to want to do natural harmonics on B and E, which if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you. It's basically you put your fingers very lightly on top at the end of the 12th fret of the B and E string, just so that your finger's on it and you can lift it off. It's not fretting it like that. It's just, this works on a bunch of frets, but it sounds particularly nice on this fret. It's pretty ambient on this fret too. So play. So that's how you want to end it. And you can either pop it if you kind of plug it with your fingers, or you can just do. you can just also just roll down it like you did with the rest of the E. Or you can play them at the same time. That sounds pretty nice. Or you can just skip the E, B, and E on the first one, and then just play them on that one. That's basically what Malted Milk is. A little bit of verse. And you can kind of decide for yourself how if you want to slide into them, or you can just kind of start in them. But I like to slide into position. Like for this, I start with it barred, and I slide it up to 5, and then I put down the chords that make it like an E7. And I just start with the bass strings, and then I start to throw in the high pitched strings as well. And with this, I just kind of finger pick that one a little bit at the same time. It's not really, it's just kind of a whole chord at once. So I just slide up the top and then up the other ones down and just finger pick them all at the same time. But this part, my whole hand kind of does stuff. So this one's more like precise, just like get everything. And this one's kind of just like swing away. And it sounds kind of nice that way because it's got the slide and the precision, and then the kind of just getting the bass and then the treble separate. And that's basically how you do that in the beginning. You could probably come up with some diversity for that too, but just the way that I do it, it just sounds the best. This is one of those blues things that's like, sounds a little bit out of key, but it works in this particular fashion. That's definitely something good to add to your arsenal with like blues soloing and turnarounds and stuff. And I like to do that type of thing, like look up Robert Johnson stuff or like old blues musicians and see what type of things that they use, and then you can kind of throw those in the mix. Like, that's what Lightning Hopkins likes. Alright, well that's basically how you play Malted Milk. If you have any questions or things that you need me to do a little bit better next time, if you take a look at this video, just comment below. Probably just ignore it if it's bullshit, so it's not going to piss me off too much. Probably just delete it or whatever, but you can post whatever shit you want. And that's about it. That's Malted Milk.